Hi, welcome to Forex Trading Tutorial. In this video we're going to be doing a brief overview of the MetaTrader 4 platform and also a brief overview of why we need to do 99% tick data modeling rather than the 90% offered by MetaTrader 4. Okay, let's have a quick look at what we can see. What we've got here is a currency chart, and this is the Euro USD, and this is the minute one. We can open any new chart we like with our new chart button, and we just click on there, and that just gives us the option of who and what currency we wish to trade. So if we wanted to trade a Great British Pound USD, we could open one up. We could make it a little bit larger if we wish, and as you can see here we have the ability to tab between the two. We're going to be using Euro USD for a lot of these videos. That's mainly because the expert advisor that we're going to be using for these videos runs on Euro USD M1. So let's have a look at some of the other things that we have here. So what we have here is the navigator bar, and this gives us our trading account. So if you want to log in, that's our trading account thing. So if we wanted to log in here, we could just log into this account, or we can just click on here, which will then bring up the saved passwords and various other things that we can use. We have our indicators, we have our expert advisors. So if we just click in here at the moment, what we've got here is the MACD, and we've also got the moving average, but also we've got the $1 million pips, which is what we're going to be using for our testing. And then we've got custom indicators, so we can have a look at here. So this is bands, kind of like moving averages, RSI, stochastics, that sort of thing. We can close that back up, and also what we've got here is our scripts, and these are different things that we can do, and the main one we're going to be using for our tick data is this one here, but we'll look at that in a future video. So what else do we have on here is we have a languages. So if you want to change the language, we can do that. We can have a look at the market watch, or we can have a look at the data window, the navigator, which we just had a look at, the terminal if we want to, and that's the trading terminal. And the main one we're going to be interested in is the strategy tester. So we're going to click on the strategy tester, and as you can see, this brings up this little box down at the bottom, and what this does means that we've got the expert advisor, what currency pairs, and so if we can move down, we could choose which one we wanted, but we're going to leave it on $1 million pips. We can have a look which currency pair do we wish to do any testing on. So that's the Euro USD. We want to test every tick, and we have the ability to change the dates of when we want to when we want to test. We have the different time frames we wish to test. Do we want to optimize a robot, and various other bits and pieces, which we will look at in more depth when we do the optimization and testing video. The other things that we have in MetaTrader 4 is if we're manual trading, we have various indicators, and again we have lines, channels, GAN, Fibonacci, shapes. We have different charts, so we can have bar charts, candlestick charts, grids. We can zoom in, zoom out. So all these little things to give us a bit more detail. We can have a look at the tools. So what we've got here is a new order. So if you wanted to make a new order in the market, we can just click on there, and that would give us the ability to buy or sell, and we can do a pending order, or we can do it straight out the market. The one we've got to have a look at here is the history center. So if we click on the history center, what we have here is the MetaQuotes history, and when you come here, this will probably be blank, and all you need to do is just click on the download, and it will download this information for you. But what we can see here is that and this is on the 5 minute, and what we have here is all the records, but as you can see when we scroll down, it starts off on the 20th, and what we started off as is the beginning of February, so it's only 20 days, which is not really enough to do any long-term testing. And also when we do any testing with this, we're only going to get a 90% quality modeling quality, which is not going to be good enough to actually see whether or not our robots are going to be any good. Now this is one of the problems that most people find, is that when they first start trading robots, they come here, they'll download the history data, they then back test in the strategy tester down here, and it gives them really good results, but it's only 90%. But because they don't know the difference between 100% modeling quality, 99% modeling quality and 90%, and that difference can be the difference between profit or loss. And I'll explain a little bit more about it here. What we have here is an example of a bar and a candlestick. Now when we had a look at the M1 or the M5 or the M, which is minute one, so each bar can be either a minute, or it could be represent 5 minutes or 15 minutes or an hour or 4 hours. And the same with the candlestick. Whatever period of time we have selected at the top of our chart, which then will change all of these here, is represented by a single bar or a single candlestick, depending on how you want to do to set your system up. Now when we do just normal testing with the meta quotes, what will happen is that it'll only read between the opening part and the close part, and it will ignore the full extension of the movement in between. So if this was 5 minutes, it'll be at the beginning of the 5 minutes and at the end of the 5 minutes, and ignore all the information in between. If we were trading live, however, and we had a stop loss that was here, and the market opened, dropped through our stop loss, which would close our trade out at a loss, but then climbed back up and eventually closed 5 minutes later here, we would have actually recorded a loss. But on the trading system and on the tester, it would just show that you've actually made a profit. And that is why we have to do every tick and every movement of the market. Otherwise, we do not get realistic results back. And if we don't do that, you're just wasting your money trading robots. You have to be able to do this. A candlestick is very similar to a bar. It's just a different way of looking at it. And the block, solid block, is the open and close. So here this would be the open and close because it would be an upward trend. And in this one, this would be the open and this would be the close because it's a downward movement, downward trend. And the spikes that you see at the top of this, very similar to what here is the full movement of the market during that time period. So as you can see, we need to be able to test 99% modeling quality, otherwise we will get bad results. And if we're then using those results to optimize robots for the future, then our settings will be wrong, and that can lead us to have catastrophic losses, which is what we don't want to happen. Okay, so what else we've got in here is we've got our history center, which we just looked at. We've got our MetaQuotes language editor. That's if anyone likes to be able to do their own expert advisors, then or scripts or indicators, then they can be created in this editor. On the options, what we have here is the main one is that if you're trading expert advisors, we need to make sure that we allow live trading, and also we allow the DLL imports. These are very important to do. But if you see up here, we've got our expert advisors buttons. If we click on there, that will turn all these on and we should be fine. Okay, so that's a quick overview of MetaTrader itself. So you'll be able to log in, you can have a look at your different indicators, you'll be able to use the lines and draw the lines on the graph if you wish. But if you're using expert advisors, and we'll cover that in the next thing, we'll show you how you can put those onto our trader thing and how we trade live, and also how we're going to test them. Until next time.